lot of people ask, what should I look at when touring a home? Well, today we're going to answer that question. We're going to tour a new home model, and I'll share with you what I've learned during more than 20 years working in the new home industry about what you should focus on to be sure that you're getting the right home. Let's dive in. As we begin our tour, let me share one crucial fact with you, and that is that there is no such thing as a perfect home. And even people that are building new construction or a custom home often find within 6 months that they realize that there are features they wish they had added, features they wish they had left out that would have made their home even better. And what is important to do though is to make a checklist of the features that you feel are going to be the most important to you as you live in a home over the next 3 to 7 years. Have that checklist available on your phone or on a piece of paper so that as you tour homes, you can mark down the features that each home had that met your needs. Now, after touring 4, 5, even 6 homes, you're going to find that those homes all start to blur together. So if you name the homes like the Blue House or the Heron Street House or the Spot House, it will help you remember each home better and it'll be easier to access as you begin to decide which homes you want to see a second time or even make an offer on. Now, as we begin our tour, we're going to start on the outside of the house. We're going to be looking at the exterior of the home as well as the streetscape, because these are going to be the first things that you see as you pull into the neighborhood. So let's go ahead and head outside. All right, so here we are outside of the home. First step is, of course, to make sure that you're going to like the way that the home looks. So to get the best view of the home, always park either across the street or next door to the home that you're about to view so that you have an unobstructed view of the exterior. Curb appeal is a huge thing, so make sure that you love the way that the home looks. And that's the first step in deciding whether this is going to be a home that you're going to purchase. Next, you should pan up and down the street. Take a look and see if cars are parked along the curb or if they're all in driveways and garages. If you see a lot of cars parked on the curb, it could be an indication that there may not be a lot of opportunity for parking for friends and family when they come to visit. A lot of cars parked along the curb can also pose a hazard because drivers can't necessarily see when there are children or pets that are in the front yards that might be running into the street. So keep that in mind as you're looking at the neighborhood. And while you're scanning the streetscape, also take a look at the yard care and the upkeep of the surrounding homes in the neighborhood to ensure that neighbors place the same value of home ownership as you do, taking care of their home and ensuring that values remain high. So now let's go ahead and head on inside. So for this home that we're touring, I'm standing at the entryway to the front door. And as you can see, there are no views into any of the private living area. And there is a foyer, which provides a pathway or a passageway into the home. And as we proceed down it, the home is going to open up. And that's where you get your ooh and ah moments. So let's go ahead and step on in. So now we've entered the home, and one of the first things that I want to look at are the sight lines of the home from the front door. And the reason that's important is because if someone you don't know is standing there, you don't necessarily want them to see all of your house, right? In your home, you have two domains. You have your public domain and you have your private domain. Your public domain is going to be rooms like the living room, if you have one. It's going to be the dining room and an office or den. These are more of your public spaces that are geared around being the showrooms of the home. And your private domain is going to be the areas of the home that you live in the most. Those are going to be the kitchen, the family room, the bedrooms. And these are rooms that you don't necessarily want everybody to be able to see directly into. So let's go and take a look at the sight lines on this home that we're touring right now. The kitchen is the room in a home that people most often consider to be the heart of the home. This is where the family gathers for the morning and evening meals. It's where we entertain friends and family. And this is a room where a lot of memories are created. Over the years, architects have designed many different types of kitchens, and everybody has different tastes. And so the kitchen style that you like best is going to be the right one for you. I chose this home because I like the fact that it has a low flat island and the kitchen is set just off of the family room. I like the kitchen off of the family room because if I'm preparing dinner, I want to be able to still talk with the kids to see how their day went at school. If there's a show on TV that I've been wanting to watch or a sporting event, I'm still able to do that while doing dishes or preparing a meal and still feel included in the daily aspects of everybody's lives, as opposed to being very separated. Now, the other type of kitchen island is going to be a raised breakfast bar. Psychologists have shown that that island says, stay out, don't come in. This is my space. Where the low flat island is more inviting. It's open. It says, come in, please feel free to help out, and encourages friends and family to get involved, which is an aspect of entertaining that a lot of people really enjoy when they come to visit, is being able to help out. What makes a kitchen great? Well, according to Architectural Digest, there are 3 features that a great kitchen contains. The first being you're going to have your sink, your cooktop, and your refrigerator all within 10 feet of each other. This is known as the magic triangle. Second, it'll have at least 2 areas of countertop space that are at least 2 feet wide for meal prep. And third, the hood or microwave with the fan vent underneath it are going to vent to the outside of the home. Why is that important? Well, if you've got something burning on the stovetop, you want to be able to turn on that fan vent and have it vented to the outside of the home and dissipate outside. Whereas if it's not vented to the outside, then the fan is going to push everything further into your home. And then the smoke and those smells can get into your furniture, into your paint, and they can end up lingering for 3, 4, 5 days, or if not longer. So super important it vents outside. How can you tell if it vents outside? Well, if you open up the cabinet above the microwave, if you see another little mini cabinet in there or box, that box would house the fan vent, so it vents outside. If it's just an empty cabinet, then it's not vented to the outside, which means it is blowing everything further into your home. Now, the good news is, especially with a 1-story, that if your kitchen is on an outside wall, you can easily purchase a kit through any of the big box stores or online to modify the ventilation to vent outside. 2-story, same thing. But if it's on an interior wall, that can make it much more difficult to alter the venting. I'm not saying it can't be done, just that it would be more difficult. There are a couple of other things that I would add to that list. The first being, make sure that there's enough space in between the countertops for multiple people to be able to work in the kitchen at the same time. The reason why that's important is if you have a spouse or a significant other or children that want to help with the meal prep, you want to put safety first and make sure that you're not bumping into each other, knocking the other person into a hot stove or an open oven door, or accidentally stabbing them with a sharp knife or a fork. Make sure that you have room for everybody to be able to work together easily. If you entertain, or if you don't entertain but plan to entertain more, it's important to realize that your guests, whether it be family or friends that are coming over for your event, they want to help out. They want to make your life easier. They want to assist and be involved, as opposed to just sitting there watching you do everything. It makes for a more enjoyable event for them. It'll make your life easier, and it'll make the event much more memorable for everybody involved. I would also recommend looking at the amount of cabinetry that you have, pantry, food storage. Also super important, because you want to make sure that you have enough room for all of your plates and dishes, or your kitchen gadgets and all of the other stuff that we've accumulated, as well as for the extra stores of food that we have on hand at any given time. There are a couple of other things that I would add to that list. The first being, make sure that there's enough space in between the countertops for multiple people to be able to work in the kitchen at the same time. The reason why that's important is if you have a spouse or a significant other or children that want to help with the meal prep, you want to put safety first and make sure that you're not bumping into each other, knocking the other person into a hot stove or an open oven door, or accidentally stabbing them with a sharp knife or a fork. Make sure that you have room for everybody to be able to work together easily. An example of that, as you can see here, as I open up the dishwasher door, there's still plenty of room for me to walk by. And I'm a big guy, so if you have little kids coming through, if there's 2 people working in the kitchen, there's still going to be the ability for them to function without getting in each other's way, without getting hurt by walking into the open dishwasher or oven door or being burned on a cooktop. Another example of that is going to be here. With the oven door open, you can see that there is still plenty of room for someone to walk past without risking getting burned by the open oven door. You can also see here by the refrigerator, when the refrigerator's open, you're able to have somebody standing here at the refrigerator and someone else could still walk past without that refrigerator door having to be opened and closed multiple times. If you entertain, or if you don't entertain but plan to entertain more, important to realize that your guests, whether it be family or friends that are coming over for your event, they want to help out. They want to make your life easier. They want to assist and be involved as opposed to just sitting there watching you do everything. It makes for a more enjoyable event for them. It'll make your life easier and it'll make the event much more memorable for everybody involved. After that, I want to look at how much cabinetry is there in the kitchen. Is there enough cabinets to hold all of my dishes and glassware? Are there drawers for silverware and the little knickknacks? Is there a place to store countertop appliances and things of that nature? I also want to make sure that there's plenty of pantry space so that I can have room for the larger cereal boxes and food storage of staples like canned goods and what have you. And so, whether it be a closet style pantry or walk in pantry like you're seeing here, or if it's a cabinet style pantry like we're seeing here, having that storage space is super important. And that's one of the things that you want to look at. Real quick, if you're receiving value from this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because it really does help more people find this information. And the next video could be the one that is the key to your whole home buying experience. Thanks in advance. I really do appreciate it.
If you've ever been in a home where you can see into the primary suite from the living room or from a loft, you recognize that it probably doesn't feel great. The design doesn't feel right. I've stepped out of the home that we've been walking through to show you an example of a home in which the primary suite is wide open to view from the family room and from the kitchen. You can very easily see whether the bed's made or if there are clothes on the floor, if it's clean or a mess. This is just not a strong design.
A lot of one-story homes, you'll find that there are direct sight lines into the primary bedroom on a split floor plan design, which is what this is. A split floor plan design means the primary bedroom or primary suite is on one portion of the home and the secondary bedrooms are in a different section of the home. With this home, we're actually looking at the doorway to the primary suite. And as you can see, you can't see anything inside the bedroom. And that's because they've designed this home with this little hallway here, and then a second little hallway here as you enter into the room. And it's not until you turn the corner that the rest of the room is revealed. The most important thing to look at when viewing a primary suite is determining if it's going to fit your vision for the bedroom. Is it going to fit your furniture? Number one. This bedroom is showing a king size bed, two oversized nightstands, it's got a couple of chairs here in front of the bed. Along the TV wall here, we've got a dresser. You've got a large wall which has a picture and a plant in the corner that could easily have another piece of furniture like an armoire. And where the plant is, this space is actually large enough that you could put another piece of furniture in here, like a second dresser, and it would fit that space nicely. Now, if your vision was to also have this be your getaway space, let's say this was going to be your exercise room or a reading room in addition to being the bedroom, well, then you're probably going to want something a little bit larger than this to accommodate the exercise equipment or a bookcase or a lamp and chair for reading. Those are things that you want to take into consideration. The second thing I'm going to look at is the light sources coming into the room. So this home is designed with 3 windows on the back wall that looks out upon the landscaping. These are traditionally sized windows. They start about 2.5 to 3 feet off of the ground. There are builders that use taller windows. And in doing that, they're able to actually start the window lower to the ground so that anyone laying in bed would be able to look out without having to raise up off the bed to see their kids playing out back or the pets or just to admire their landscaping. This is a nice design. It's not something that was necessary to have those taller windows, but it's certainly something when you see it, you'll recognize it. And it certainly helps to help the room live a little bit larger. What this room doesn't have is windows on a secondary wall. And that would be something that I would always look for, is having that second light source coming in, because that would help remove shadows from within the room. Having light coming in from two walls is important, especially in the primary suite and the dining room, because these are the rooms where our deepest and most impactful conversations take place. And psychologists have learned that when one party is in light and the other party is in shadow, the person in light is more believed and trusted, where the person in shadow is less believed, less trusted. And so this leads to less harmony, less happiness within the home. So having that second wall with windows makes a huge difference in how happy and harmonious your home can be. Since we talked about light, I think it's equally important that we talk about sound. I stepped back out into the family room or TV room to show that one of the things that a lot of people don't take into consideration is how the home is designed. Now, if your primary suite is on the other side of this wall, the sound would transfer over into the bedroom. So if you and your partner or spouse are on different work or sleep schedules, noise from the TV could easily bleed through, as interior walls are typically not insulated. In this home, this would actually back into the primary closet. So this wouldn't transfer sound directly into the bedroom. But if you're looking at a two-story home, and let's say you've got a TV wall that adjoins the primary bedroom from a loft, for example, that's something you want to look at. If it's a one-story home, is the primary bedroom on the other side of that family room and TV wall. So keep those things in mind when deciding if this is the right home for you. Is it going to fit your lifestyle? Do you love the home so much that you're willing to change your lifestyle to fit the home? Or do you want to look at a home that better fits what your lifestyle is? As we transition into the primary bath, a couple of things that you want to look at first is going to be how many sinks are in the bathroom. In this one, there are two. They are a split design. In most homes, they're going to be together. Okay? There will be homes that only have one sink in the bathroom, and that's a function of the size of the home, the age of the home, and that's okay. The important thing is there cabinetry underneath it? Are there drawers as well as the cabinet? Will your stuff fit? Also, is there a medicine cabinet? Now, if there's not a medicine cabinet, just know that medicine cabinets are relatively inexpensive and can usually be added, but it just depends on how the home was designed, what's behind the walls. But usually it's something that can be added to most bathrooms. The other thing you want to look at are the sight lines. Again, I know we talked about this a lot, but sight lines are super important. Most people would prefer that the bathtub and or shower area be offset, and the water closet or toilet as well, so that they have privacy when they're using the shower or using the toilet, as opposed to having the toilet sitting right out in the middle of the room. As you can see on this bathroom, the shower is offset here to the side, and then the water closet as well. And on this home, you can see the hinges there. So this would normally have a door on it, and that provides for additional privacy. My only concern with this home would be that there is a window directly across from the shower with clear glass, and that's probably not the best design. I would either want it to be a large window with a frosted glass or obscure glass so that people couldn't see in, or to have the windows be smaller and higher on the wall, because it's still important to have natural light coming in to every room, including the bathroom. And so that would solve that problem. But it's something to keep in mind. And if this is something that you see on a home that you really love, putting a curtain or blinds over it and just keeping them closed when you're in the shower is always something that can easily be done. Now, let's say that the bathroom isn't set up exactly the way you want. For example, let's say that the cabinet under the sink is only a cabinet and doesn't have any drawers. Well, there are things that can be done. For example, you can change the cabinet. You can purchase a cabinet that has drawers. There are plenty of things offered through home improvement stores and online retailers to increase storage capacity of even the smallest bathroom. And many of these things can be done for very low or little cost. And the last thing to consider in the primary bedroom is closet space. Now, there's different types of closets. You can have a walk-in closet, you can have a wardrobe style closet with the sliding bypass doors. This home, the closet is located right in between the bedroom and bathroom. Others are going to have a closet actually in the bedroom itself, or maybe off of the entryway to the bedroom, that you'll see the closet as soon as you walk in. It comes down to, do you like the location? Are you okay with that? And then most importantly, how much space does it have for hanging your possessions and storing whatever you're planning on storing inside the closet. Now, this closet features an optional closet organizing system, and this can be done in any closet, even the bypass closets, so that you can design it yourself with a professional company, or there's also do-it-yourself kits that you can purchase online or in most home improvement stores. How a home is laid out is super important. A lot of times you'll walk into a home and think, wow, this home is great. It's everything we wanted. And then once you've moved in, you realize, well, there's some flaws in the way the home was laid out that affect its livability, and you're not going to be as happy. So you want to check these things out up front. This home that we've been using in our video series, you can see has the family room, dining room, and kitchen all adjacent to one another. I find this to be a very appealing design because somebody in the kitchen can still be having conversations with people in the dining room or in the family room, or watching the movie that everybody's enjoying. And the people in the family room can talk with people in the dining room, etc. So having the openness, I think, is a huge plus. Now, if you're the type that prefers every room to be separate, you're going to want to look at a different style of home, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. A huge thing to look at is, where's the bathroom located in relation to the rest of the living area? Now, I've been in homes where the bathroom is right off of a hallway nearby or right next to the kitchen, and that's never a good design, because that's going to allow odors to mix with aromas and sounds to interfere with enjoyment of a TV show or a conversation. So having some separation is big. Now, in this particular home, you have the water closet or half bathroom located right down a little hallway here. So as you can see, it's close and convenient, but not right on top of the main living area. There's some separation there, and that's going to prevent those problems from happening. Laundry room located right here, further down the hallway. So if people are doing laundry, or if you're doing laundry, you're not going to have to worry about it interfering with a movie that somebody's watching on TV or conversation that's going on. It's close, it's convenient, but it's also tucked away. This is a very large laundry room. Most laundries aren't this large. This one has quite a bit of cabinets. It has a sink. So if that's something that's important to you, it's certainly something to look at. This also has upper cabinets. Most homes have a shelf, but these cabinets can be added at any time after you've moved in. If it's not already there, they're sold in most of the big box stores. As we come out of the laundry room, you have your door here to the garage. Always check out the garage, make sure there's no mold or mildew, whether it's 2-car, 3-car, that there's enough space for your car to fit. And then this home has something kind of unique, which is a valet. The valet is a cabinet right here located just off of the entryway into the home from the garage. This is a place where you can set down a purse or groceries. The kids' backpacks can go into the cabinetry underneath it. You can set down the mail as you transition from your outdoor life into your indoor life. So not every home has something like this, but if you see one that does, this is a huge plus. It's something that certainly enhances the livability of a home. As we transition back into the main living area of the home, I'd like to share that this home is what's considered to be a split floor plan design. So what that means is that the primary suite is separated from the other bedrooms. And this allows for privacy for the adults in the primary suite and privacy for the kids in their wing. You're going to find other homes that have all of the bedrooms clustered together. There's no right or wrong to it. It's just more a matter of personal preference. I find that A lot of families with smaller children like the bedrooms to be clustered together, whereas families that have teenagers or older children like to have the bedrooms separated so that everybody has their own privacy. The primary bedroom is going to be down this way to the right. The secondary bedrooms are going to be down this way to the left. As we tour through the secondary bedroom wing of the home, you should understand that the primary suite is always going to be considered bedroom one. The bedroom closest to the front door will be bedroom two, then bedroom three, bedroom four, etc. As we come into the secondary bedrooms, the first thing I want to look for is a jump duct. The jump duct is a vent that sits above the doorway. Now, in this particular home, the jump duct is actually in the ceiling, which is even better because it reduces the flow of noise from the room out to the main part of the house. But the primary focus of it is to ensure that air flows between the bedrooms and the main part of the home when the doors are closed. And this helps to keep a stable temperature in all of the rooms. In other words, you don't have one room that is hotter or colder than the other room. And it also equalizes the air pressure so that you don't have that room where the door slams itself closed. The other thing that we're going to look at is the room big enough to accommodate the furniture and the clothing of the person that's going to be residing in it. This room, you can see it has a full-size bed. It's got two big nightstands over here on the mirror wall. It's got a dresser. Always make sure that you have room for all of the things that the person that's going to be in the room will be needing. And for closets, you're going to find some that have walk-in closets. You'll have others that have a wardrobe-style closet. And in this home, each room is a little bit different. It really doesn't matter so long as there's enough hanging space for their clothes. And if it only has the one rail, like you're seeing in here, just remember closet systems are available for both wardrobe style and walk-in style to increase the amount of rod space for the clothes. Heading into bedroom four, this home's been designed as an arts and crafts room. Now, it can easily be a bedroom. The important thing is that there is a window in the room because that is building code. So, in the event of a fire, there is a way to escape the home. And this home has a closet and it features its own bathroom with a walk in shower. So, this would be great as a guest room or as an office or as a bedroom for a teenager, somebody that would like to have their own bathroom and privacy. Another neat feature that you're going to find in most homes that have been built over the last 10 to 15 years is you're going to see an outlet in every room that is upside down. And that is not a mistake. That is so that you know which outlet works off of the switch by the front door in the event you have a plug-in lamp. So you no longer have to go around every room with a hair dryer and plug it into every outlet to try and determine which outlet works off of the switch. Another thing to look for is a coat closet. This is often something that's overlooked. There are homes that are designed without a coat closet, but you don't know how much you need it or miss it until you've realized you don't have one. I've lived in a home without a coat closet, and it was a major issue. So, a place to be able to hang your coats, friends, family members, when they come to visit during the cold season, is always a good thing. Some homes will even have two closets, one by the front door and one by the garage door, because let's face it, these days we tend to go in and out of our homes through the garage more often than we do the front door. So if you have a coat closet over there as well, that's just an added bonus. The last thing that we want to look at is the yard. Now, for some people, that'll be the first thing that they look at, and that's okay. You want to make sure the yard is going to be big enough or small enough for what you've envisioned the yard usage is going to be. If the plan is to put in a pool with an outdoor kitchen, of course, you're going to want something a little bit larger. If you are looking at just having a little bit of outdoor space or relaxation, something smaller. There's no right or wrong answer in terms of yard size. It's really just what fits you. Keep in mind if you're buying a yard because you've got small kids, those kids are closer to the ground than we are. And so they're going to see things much bigger than we see them. So take that into account when looking at overall yard size. Also, if you're buying brand new construction, realize that the builders do not typically install landscape. So that's going to be an added expense that you're going to have within 6 to 12 months after you've closed escrow on the home. that yard will have to be landscaped. And that can be a big expense. So keep that in mind as well. If it's a previously owned home, look at the condition of the yard. Is the landscaping in good shape? Are the plants thriving? How much yard is there? How long is it going to take to maintain that yard week after week, month after month, year after year? Those are all things that you want to look at and make sure that you're ready for that commitment. This backyard is approximately 25 feet deep from the back of the house to the rear wall. As you can see, it's got a small pool. There's a gazebo with some sun tanning areas. On the other side of the yard, there's another gazebo with some outdoor seating, and you can see the outdoor kitchen as well. This lot is approximately 60 feet wide. So as you can see, there's a lot that can be done in even smaller spaces. I've actually seen pools in yards that are as shallow as 15 feet in depth. So there's a lot of things that can be done with even the smallest of yards. That concludes our tour of this home. I hope you got a lot out of this video and that it helps you to view the homes that you tour with more clarity and an eye for the design features that will make your next home a better fit for your needs. If you haven't already, please invest a second to tap that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos focused on real estate. If you have questions or if there's a subject you'd like to see a video on, please leave a note in the comments and I'll do my best to accommodate. You can also reach out to me directly. In the description, I've included some additional tools that you can download, including a home inspection checklist and a guide on how the purchase process works. Best of luck in your home search, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the next video.